Hello and thanks for joining me for another episode of the Outback Pawn Shop in Kenshi. So in the last episode we did do a bit of an upgrade, got ourselves a bit of a bigger building and also built a little hemp farm. I spent a little bit of time in between episodes doing the following research so you wouldn't have to watch me stand there researching that all day. Also I mined a little bit of copper so you wouldn't have to watch me do that. I'll be needing a little bit of copper later on. Started working the hemp farm. We did have some customers. So we had the Western Hive come in. We had the slave traders come in and buy some stuff. We had a wandering shinobi thief come in and buy stuff. We had the Western Hive again. And we had some tech hunters come in and buy some stuff. Alright. So, if you are joining me for the first time in this series, the only way I'm allowed to make money is through my shop counters. I'm not allowed to take stuff to the caravans and sell it to them. I'm not allowed to take stuff to shops and sell it. I'm not allowed to hand in bounties or sell slaves. The only way I'm allowed to make money is through the shop counters. All right. So we have a pretty big ticket item in here, the almost 19.5K. Only people that are going to be buying that is going to be the Western Hive. And we are going to be hard pressed to find one that actually has enough money, but we do have the Western Hive over here. And his goal is shopping. I'm going to go and intercept him before he gets here, and he does not have enough cash for that, so we're going to have to help him out. I will use that cloth there, buy a couple of books, and I will use them eventually too. Alright, now he should be able to afford that. I do believe that money does get distributed throughout his caravan. Doesn't guarantee that he's going to buy it. It's sort of potluck on whether he spends his money on other stuff. These are tech hunters. Alright, so wait till these guys get up here. And we'll see if they're going to buy that arm. So we're going to get the value, not the sell value. So let's slow this down a bit as they come up the stairs. Have a look. Yep, he just bought that there. Right. So he bought the arm. And these guys, 99 cents, they're buying these claws. Bought the med kit out of there. And now they're out of cash. Alright, now, let's just shove these electronics away. And these books can go in here. Alright, now, these repair kits I've noticed have not been selling. I could have sworn we sold one or two early on in the game, but I've noticed that we haven't sold any for quite a while. So I might just put one of the cheaper ones in here. So I've got food and meds over here. I've got all the other stuff over here. Also these bolts haven't been selling. So this middle one is going to be my experimental one. We'll just put one lot of bolts in there. Now I know that I have definitely sold bolts in the past in other playthroughs, but not necessarily in this area. And the only people that use the toothpicks in this area are the sand ninjas, and they never do shopping, so I don't know. So I'll put one in there. I will never use this many repair kits, I don't think. So I might melt them down later on. What I'll do, let's take that one. I'll use one of these, but see this one? Okay, if I put these side by side, because that one's used up. Okay, it's got 111 charges out of 500, whereas that one's got 500. You can see that the value is a lot lower. So maybe we'll put the cheaper one in there and it might sell. And I'm going to use this one for myself, for my own arms and legs. And when it's used up a bit, maybe I'll put that in there and see if that sells. But see how we go. All right. So a couple of things that I want to do today. Yeah, one thing I've been meaning to do, we researched a few episodes ago, is our skeleton repair bed. So let's pop that in. That way we can maintain the wear and tear on our arms and legs. Let's just speed it up. So yes, we have repair kits. However, you do get permanent wear and tear. Who's this guy? Traders Guild. Yeah, these Traders Guild guys, they never have any money. And so they're never going to buy anything. Now, is he scheduled? And the scheduled one, and that is a scheduled one, if they call you out, typically most of the time they don't come in and shop. So I'm not going to spend any money with him. I'll spend money on actual shoppers. So yeah, as I was saying, so yes, we can repair our robotic arms and legs, but they do get permanent wear on them that can only be fixed up with a repair bed. So we'll get that built. Should have all the stuff that we need for that. It's almost done. Okay, that's the Western Hive. They still haven't cleared out yet. All right, let's take a quick sleep on that and polish up our arms and legs. There we go. All right, the next thing I want to do is upgrade that with the research that we've done. Let's have a look. So I should have all the stuff that I need to do that. Who have we got here? Mercenaries, they are not probably not going to buy anything. They would buy meds if we had some, which we will do soon. Alright, so that's built. So now that that's been upgraded, we can now do the standard first aid kits. We can do splint kits. And let's pop the splint kits up top. Alright, and we also researched sleeping bags. So I'll put one of those in the queue. Let's get him working on that. Now, we need to put this up above hauling to hemp, and hauling to fabric needs to be under it as well. Otherwise, he'll never use it. He'll just, he'll pick up the supplies and put it back in the chest. Farming is on first priority though. And I'm also going to start farming one of these cactus farms. Maybe we'll do 2. So let's pop that up. Up here. Yeah, these are not actually my farms. These belong to the Empire peasants. So, just to show you, we are up here on the map. This old village. And we also need a storage for cactus. So I want to move this skin barrel as well. Alright, so let's put in some storage. Let's put in a cactus barrel over here. And I'll put the skins barrel over here. It's just that one's, it's a little bit titchy to click on sometimes. So we get them built. And let's grab those out of there. Pop them in this one. Dismantle that one. Alright. And we'll also set auto haul on the new one. Gonna put that one up the top under foraging animals to replace that one. Did we not? Okay. Up there. And also auto haul on the cactus. Go under here. Yeah, because these are not actually our farms, it doesn't always auto haul properly, so we do need to keep an eye on that. Who's this guy? Tech hunter. So all this food will sell. But we don't have much stuff in the shop. Let's turn the jobs off for a second. So these 2 buildings here do have some respawn points. Gears. Gears will sell to tech hunters. Armor plating, that'll sell. Fabrics we'll use. Okay. This job back on. It's going to haul that armor plating, but we'll shove it straight in there. And so we've got a scheduled farm trader. Is the Western Hive, but as it's a scheduled one, they're probably not going to do any shopping. They're the ones that call you out rather than come in to you. Alright, let's have a look here. Didn't haul properly. Okay. have a bit of a look around the horizon. Do have some action going on there. Can't scroll any further, it's just some starving vagrants. Seems to be much else going on out in the desert. Who are these guys? More starving vagrants. Some guys up here. Nomads, they never buy anything. Alright, let's have a look. We made any meds yet? Get some splint kits in there, they are good sellers. And this will be getting our field medic up. Who are these guys rolling in down here? Okay, that's the nomads. And who are they fighting over here? Sand ninjas. Kathunk. Take that. It's bounty hunters. Okay. Let's loot these sand ninjas. Let's get behind him. We're not going to be able to KO that guy. Alright, let's first aid these guys. No, I don't want to loot him. Okay. Loot that sand ninja. Okay. Yeah, that's a bit of an improvement. I'm going to keep using the crappier quality one though, just for training. Alright, let's come over here though. We'll stash that one. Let's launder it first though. Okay. Let's pop that stuff in there. The stolen stuff. Get through the stolen tag. Take that one out. We'll melt those two down. Alright. Stash that one there for myself. That can go in there. That can go in there. I'll keep a full one for myself. Yeah, we'll get back to work. Yeah. If we bought some animals off the nomads, then they might be able to afford something. But this is a solo character run, so I don't know if animals count for a solo run. But I'm not going to buy any animals. Maybe if I was really desperate for food, I might buy one to slaughter. But we've got a decent amount of food in there. That will sell though. Sometimes a caravan can come in and clean out the whole thing. Never have too much food. Alright, I'm going to get in on this action if I can. Alright, let's first aid the caravan guard. Now I do have auto forage on the skimmer, but he won't pick up the claws automatically, so we'll grab those. Shove those in there. At least it's something for the guys to sell until we restock in there. I do want to keep a spare splint kit in there for myself. Okay. And okay, that is the hivers, but nothing. Yeah, that's the farm trader. You know what? I'll buy 2 bits of cotton. Oops. Just for the research. I don't know that whether cotton is going to grow out here. Shove that in there. I'll research it later. It's not that expensive to research, and we'll find out whether it'll grow out here. But I don't think it will. Alright. Now I've got a full one in there. Let's pop that one in there and I'll keep a full one for myself. So yeah, that hyper caravan. These are the nomads. Yeah, so they didn't come in. Right, they call you out. You buy stuff off them and they run away. They don't come in and actually do any shopping. So that's the scheduled ones. Well, maybe that wasn't the scheduled one. Or maybe they're still here somewhere. But we haven't got a lot of stuff in here for them to buy at the moment, so it's not imperative that we buy anything off them. Yeah, who's this group rolling up here? Mercenaries. If I had some alcohol, they might buy that. Sometimes they'll buy medical. Let's shove that in there. Okay, yeah, they did buy some medical. And these sleeping bags will sell as well. So we'll shove the sleeping bag in there. 605 cats. Splint kits have gone. So try and get a bit of a medical supply built up in there. And then we can concentrate on some other things. But all the while we're getting our field medic up. So they've been buying stuff. Usually it's the trade caravans, typically the Western Hive, that are going to buy most of this stuff. The tech hunters will buy some of that. Who's this? pick that guy up. I'll heal him up so that he'll get up and fight again. Fighting's good for business, means they'll buy more health kits. Or they'll at least need more health kits. So who is this guy? That's the Traders Guild. Right. Too much fabric. I've got heaps of fabric. So I think he's leaving anyway. Looks like the nomads are leaving too. Okay, so we do have another splint kit ready. Shove that in there. And another one. Okay, so I've got a couple of meds in there. So let's go and put in a rum still down here. We're not going to be pumping out huge amounts of rum, but get a little bit going. Just squeeze that in there. Possibly won't really ever need it, I don't think, but we will put in some rum storage. Pop that up there. We'll get that built. Possibly going to need some more power too. Alright, so let's pop that on the list. Now this needs to be above hauling to Cactus. Alright, yep. Should do it. So he'll start doing that. Now rum does take a lot of cactus. But it means when the slave traders come along, that'll be something that they will buy. Who's this guy? Slave hunter. By himself. So they're normally in packs. But, okay, so we have made a bottle of rum. So let's get that up in here. Alright, here's our fabric. Still got plenty of fabric. So we can make our own fabric. Well, not yet. We've got to research it. But we can make our own fabric out of the hemp. I think at the moment I'll just buy it with some of the Traders Guild. Give them some spending money. Yeah, we are pretty close to maxing out on power there. So I think maybe what we might do. Let me see. Pop in another wind generator up here. I may as well do 2 while I'm at it. I mean, it's going to be overkill, but I'd rather have it than not have it. I do have the supplies to get them built. I suppose a couple of batteries wouldn't hurt either. And eventually we will put up some lights and stuff, and that'll suck up some power. So we'll get this done though. One lone skimmer. Let's have a go. And he's gonna wreck us, so let's run inside. Pop jobs back on. Alright. So we're not quite ready to take out a skimmer just yet. Yeah, who are these guys? Okay, so these are the slavers. And it does look like they have bought our rum. Alright, so that one's done. Get this second one up. It's usually pretty windy around here. But occasionally the wind does drop off, so we'll pop in a couple of batteries. Getting that built though. How many iron plates? We got plenty. I did mine some copper. We should have enough there. Who's this dude rolling in here? Just a slaver. That goat's dead. I'll take the meat. Actually, let's get that med kit in there. Not close enough. And he's on auto, hauling the meat to the fire and putting it away. Okay, so we've got skimmers over here. Who's this? That's actually the boss. He's playing dead though. Alright, let's go first aid him. Alright, so that's built. Let's cruise on over here and grab some of that meat out. Whack it in the shop counter. Yeah, I know that's a lot of meat, but it will sell. And if it doesn't sell, it'll last a long time. We won't need to worry about food. You can get times when there's no skimmers around, or no guru, who can get a bit scarce. But the caravans will clean that out, especially when you have nothing else of interest for them to buy. Let's pop you on the camp bed there. Yeah, let's have a look here. Okay. It's fine. Alright, so now the wind's going again. Got plenty of power. We are getting that farming skill up. So he will become quicker and more efficient. These still the slavers. Who is this guy? A mercenary. Let's see if I can get away with taking out this guy at the back without getting seen. Take that. Alright. Let's come over here. Pop this in here. Take that out. So now it's no longer flagged as stolen. That's shoddy, mine is shoddy. Okay, that can go in there. Now I have some spare bolts at least. That can go in there. And the crossbows will sell. Don't know of any other weapons or any armor that'll sell, but the crossbows will sell to the Western Hivers. They're the ones that are going to be buying them. And yeah, who are these dudes? Mercenaries. Mercenaries, sometimes they will buy alcohol, food, meds. Who have we got rolling in here? Traders Guild. Where's the boss? Over here. So he won't have any money, but I will use those. And I'll use that. And I will use those eventually. So we'll buy those. That'll give him some shopping money. They are buying up meat. There was a bunch of meat that they just bought up. Yeah, we'll be failing a bit more over here due to our injury. That's fine. That just makes the it means we'll get less out of the crop, but we will get more experience as well. So let's have a look here. Let's grab those out. Get them in the still. Yeah. Can you come and dump your electronics though? And your fabric. Dump that in there. Let's pop our book in here. Let's have a look here. Let's grab those. If you hold this one, no, you haven't. Let me see. Okay, it's fine. Get him making some more rum. And he won't have enough cactus to make a lot. Once he runs out of cactus, he'll go back to the medical bench. But it does take quite a bit of cactus just for one bottle. You can only put 5 in at a time, but it takes a number of loads. There's a bottle there. Let's grab that out and shove it straight in the shop. And who are these dudes? Okay. Looks like they're leaving. They've already done their shopping. Alright, I might have a go at one of these little guru at the back here. Get him separated. A little bit of combat experience, some more meat, some more leather. And you can never have too much food. And I will be using the hides later on. I'm not going to do any more for the moment. I want to get this a little bit of rum done. And some more medical. Before the next big caravans come in. But even doing 2 farms, probably only enough for the 1 or 2 bottles. I don't know if he'll get a second bottle out of that or not. How much cactus do we have here? No. Not quite. So he's going to get back to the medical bench now. Once he orders the farms. Okay. Alright, so now splint kits are pretty hard to come by around here. The travel shop in Heft does have some. You can't buy any in Shobatai. I'm not sure if there's any in Stoke, but they are not, they're not that common around this area. And so they do sell. They sell very well. But so does the other medical stuff as well. So let's get that in there. Okay. So, we sold our big ticket item. We've now got a crossbow in there that's 2,240 cats worth. A sleeping bag. Now we do have our own rum supply and decent medical supplies. So that is going to do it for this episode. If you did enjoy this video, please leave me a like or a comment down below. If you'd like to see more, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.